So, the Chief Minister of Goa, Manohar Parrikar, recently made some comments in an interview which has people up in arms. And are the comments really that bad? We're going to talk about that on the show today. And we're also going to talk about how this moral policing that happens in certain areas in India around Valentine's Day needs to stop. My name is Sharma. Welcome to the Sharma Show. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Sharma Show. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. So recently, the Chief Minister of Goa, Manohar Parrikar, was giving an interview, and he was asked a question about his hard stance on drugs in the country and in the state. He was asked, last question before we go, you have taken up a strong position against drugs. The basic reason was the drugs have reached the colleges and being sold outside many colleges, and you took it very seriously and started a crackdown. The students are here today. What would you like to say? And in response to that, he said, I have a directive on 13 August 2017, and after that, more than 170 people have been arrested in drug peddling. As per our law, if the quantity is less, he is released in 8 or 15 days or a month, and the courts have been very lenient. But anyway, at least he's caught. And we've also cracked down on the network, and this will continue till the drugs go out of sight. I don't ever think that it'll become nil. I think the drug problem has spread as much in colleges as we've made it out to be. You can ask them. There is always sections in colleges. When I was in school, there was a section that would bring in some photos and laugh. I don't need to explain what kind of photos they were. But when I went to IIT, there was a small group which was involved in ganja, etc. as well. So it's not today's phenomenon. The reason I fear today is that girls have started also drinking beer, which is scary. So the barrier for that intolerance limit is being crossed. Not all of them. I'm not referring to this crowd. I'm just generally saying. So this is the comment that people are most upset about. This is the comment that people are saying that is Manohar Parrikar a misogynist? And news channels have been talking about it. It's all over social media, and a lot of people have been posting memes about it on Twitter and Facebook and so on and so forth. So first of all, I want to give a little bit of context to this before I jump into the actual comment. So the context of it is, if you actually watch the whole thing that he was saying, he's talking about, kids in school and college getting exposure to drugs and alcohol. And you can see by the way he's talking that, when he was in school, and as far as he's aware, it was back in his time, it was mainly boys that were involved in this. But now he sees that young girls in school and colleges are also getting involved in drugs and alcohol. And that's what he refers to as being scary. Now, could he have phrased it better? I think definitely. I think the way he says it comes out as very tone deaf and comes out as very, old school. Oh, women don't really do anything. And I think this comment, the way at least it has been made, is deserving of a few memes. I don't think it's the smartest comment that he's made. I don't think it's a very correct way of making this point, just the way he made it. But you have to understand the context of which he's making the point as well. And that's the point that I think he's trying to make. If you disagree with me, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this issue as well. Sometimes I feel like there's a whole thing of making a mountain out of a molehill. And that's, I feel, the case here. So many people have jumped on this in the media. So many people have jumped on this in social media, trying to paint the BJP and trying to paint Hindus as some sort of patriarchal, oppressive kind of people just because of this slightly tone-deaf comment. And I don't think that's completely true, and I don't think that's completely fair. All right, now the other thing that I want to talk about is Valentine's Day. It was recently Valentine's Day. If you celebrated, well, good on you. And if you are a sakht londa, then, good on you as well. So whenever it's Valentine's Day, sometimes these groups like Bajrang Dal, these groups like Bharat Sena, Shakti Sena in the South, they come out and they start acting like they're the custodians of Hindu culture and they're the custodians of Indian culture, and that they know what's best for the culture. So members of Bajrang Dal were making rounds of Hyderabad just before Valentine's Day, meeting up with, owners of various bars and pubs, and they were talking to them about not hosting any Valentine's Day related stuff and are warning them not to go against, Indian culture in quotes. Now, here's the problem that I have with these people is that I fear that a lot of these people especially that talk about Indian culture don't really know enough about Indian culture to make a claim like that. If you go look at temples across the country, and if you go look at the carving of some of the ancient older temples across the country, you will see that this is a country and this is a culture that does not shy away from the expression of love. And this is not a country that tells women how to love. This is not a country that tells people how to love or how to express their affection towards other people. This is not what our philosophy is based on. This is not what our worldview is based on. And it is a shame that medieval Hindu culture has co-opted so many things from the invaders and now pretend like this is what our culture really is. I think it's very important that we call out these so-called custodians of Hindu culture. And what happens, I feel like, in these situations is they sometimes conflate two issues. They conflate the issues of, Western meddling in Indian culture and the issue of a man and a woman just being able to do what they want to do. So I understand, in a lot of places in the South, there are these problems of, Christian missionaries who are eroding and destroying various Hindu communities around the country, in fact. So that aspect of it makes sense to me. And to have a legitimate grievance about that makes sense to me because I see the problem. There's a clear problem there, and that problem needs to be fought. But then conflating it with that, okay, Valentine's Day now, where it's just a stupid excuse for a guy and a girl to go out on a date and maybe, give somebody a gift and things like that. Something like that is not what's going to threaten Indian culture. That's not threatening Hindu culture. That's just a stupid excuse to go out on a date. So I think it's very important to take those two things and look at them separately because I don't think they're as related as people make them out to be. So yeah, again, thank you Bajrang Dal, but I think people know how to handle themselves on Valentine's Day. And here's the funniest thing about the whole Bajrang Dal issue. So they put up some pictures of when they actually visited all these pubs and restaurants, and they said, don't indulge Western culture so much and things of that nature. Look at the pictures. And in the pictures, they're wearing jeans and button-up shirts. I mean, that's just incredible. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to know what your opinion on this issue is. Well, please let me know in the comment section below because I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you think that this Valentine's Day thing, this is necessarily something that's bad for Indian culture? I really don't think so. I really don't see the big deal. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and also let me know your thoughts about the whole Manohar Parrikar issue and what you think about that whole situation too. Alright, and that's today's show. Nice, short and sweet. If you liked today's episode, please make sure to give this a thumbs up, and also make sure to tell your friends, tell people to come and watch the show if you do enjoy the show, and make sure to subscribe to the show's channel. Also, I'm trying to reach out to more people to conduct interviews and to have conversations and to kind of create an ecosystem for the center right on YouTube. So if you watched my conversation with Shawn Binda from Hindu Lifestyle, and if you enjoyed it, please suggest people that you think would make good candidates for this and that I should reach out to and try to get them on the show, because I'm looking to get more and more people on the show, and I'd love to hear some suggestions on that as well. All right, guys, have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday, and until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon.